Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right. Well, gold and silver market still climbing. I'm sure it has a lot to do with Israel striking back at Iran. But let's see how everything else is doing. Let's get into this. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Miles Franklin. The link will be down below in the description. When you make your purchase, make sure you use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they'll take care of you. If you have any additional questions, you can reach us over here at this phone number or over here at this particular email. For all orders over $10,000, reach out by email and we'll make sure that you get a great deal. So come on over to Miles Franklin and add to your precious metal inventory. Okay, we see cryptos with a little bit of green, is that right? Bitcoin at $63,925. I believe we have halving coming up, is that right? Ethereum's at $3,056.42. Solana's at $142.28. XRP's at 51 cents. Dogecoin's at 15 cents. Cardano is at 47 cents. Shiba, look out now. Shiba's got 4023. Avalanche is at $34.90. Polkadot's at $6.71. Chainlink's at $13.98. Polygon is at 67 cents. Litecoin is at $81.55. Terra Luna Classic is at 30101. Seda Chain is at 2014. For the past month, it's been performing in the green, looking pretty good. Gold is at $2,406.70. That's what it closed out the week for. Closed it out at $2,406.70 per ounce. Silver closed the week out at $28.74 per ounce. Remember, I was warning you guys, be careful about your bank accounts. I'm telling you, that's how they're going to start paying us debt. Look at this. Fed says 1,804 banks and other institutions tapped emergency lending facility. Some 1,804 depository institutions tapped the emergency lending facility set up last March in the wake of the Silicon Valley Bank's collapse, amounting to about 20% of all eligible firms, the Federal Reserve said on Friday. About 95% of the borrowers, which included banks, credit unions, savings associations, and branches and agencies of foreign banks, had less than $10 billion in assets, the U.S. Central Bank said in its semi-annual financial stability report. The Bank Term Funding Program, as it is called, was aimed at addressing a liquidity crunch after a run on deposits led to the failures of the SVB and Signature Bank and forced financial authorities to stage a rescue on the sector. The facility lent on collateral without applying the usual haircuts, and the loans were made on cheap terms. The program stopped making new loans on March 11th, a year after the creation. At its peak, it extended a total of $165 billion in loans, with terms up to a year. It is expected to close down completely by next March. So they're having liquidity issues here in the United States. This is going to help drive up gold and silver, so make sure you get your share. I keep hearing in the media over and over about, Trump's shares are going down on his stock. And what is the response to that? Trump's media warns NASDAQ of suspected market manipulation. Yes, there's groups of people out there purposely trying to drive down the value of Trump's stock. What do you expect? Trump Media, the parent company of the former president's Truth Social, alerted NASDAQ on Thursday of what the company suspects is illegal activities driving down the price of its shares. In a letter to the exchange, Devin Nunes, the CEO of Trump Media, laid out what he believes could be deemed naked short selling. Naked short selling involves someone selling shares they don't own or have not borrowed. They will often then try to buy the shares at a reduced price to cover themselves. This practice is generally illegal. This is what they do, by the way, to silver. Whereas the legitimate short sellers, people who seek to benefit from a decline in the value of a company's shares, borrow the shares before selling. So if you remember the whole GameStop issue, that guy exposed that they were selling more shares than what they had. I believe it was 114% of shares. How is that possible? They were shorting 114% of the shares available. And that's what they're trying to do here with Trump stock, just to drive the price down. You should have known when he's getting into this that you were going to have people that were going to do that. Jamie Dimon calls Bitcoin a fraud and a Ponzi scheme and says the crypto is hopeless as a currency. If you own Bitcoin, you're not going to use it as actual currency. Here he said Bitcoin is a fraud and a Ponzi scheme and cannot serve as a currency. The JP Morgan CEO said cryptos that enable smart contracts and blockchain apps might have value. Dimon has dismissed Bitcoin as a pet rock in the past and slammed it for enabling criminals. If you mean cryptos like Bitcoin, I've always said it was a fraud, the JP Morgan CEO told Bloomberg TV on Wednesday. If they think they're a currency, there's no hope for it. It's a Ponzi scheme. However, the billionaire banker did say tokens that serve a purpose might not be worthless, like Ethereum. If it's a crypto coin that can do something like a smart contract, that has value, he said. There will be smart contracts, and blockchain works. To the extent crypto is accessing certain blockchain things, yeah, that might have some value. Dimon has trashed Bitcoin repeatedly in recent years. He's compared it to smoking a cigarette, said it's dangerous to own, urged people not to buy it, and called on governments to ban it. Eesh, that's what you don't want to hear. He's the big banker. The Wall Street heavyweight has also decried the most popular crypto as a waste of time and hyped up fraud and a pet rock. Moreover, he bemoaned the anonymity it provides and the lack of regulation around its use. Says it enables crimes such as fraud, tax avoidance, money laundering, sex and drug trafficking, and terrorism financing. Well, everything that's got value provides that kind of service. Come on now. People like the anonymity because we don't need the government snooping all in our business. Dimon may be vehemently opposed to Bitcoin, but that hasn't stopped it from hitting record highs, albeit with plenty of volatility on the way. The token price soared from $10,000 in September of 2020 to more than $65,000 in November of 2021. Then it crashed down to about $16,000 over the next year. However, it rebounded above $70,000 last month and now trades around the $63,000 mark, giving it a market value of $1.2 trillion. So I don't know if that's encouraging to buy more Bitcoin because Jamie Dimon don't like it. Or if what he's saying makes sense. Anyways, just doing a quick catch up on my stock market. I'm still up $119,741 in the stocks. I'm up $4,834 in gold and silver investment. So the grand total is $129,410.34 in profit so far. Anyways, gold and silver doing pretty good so far since the beginning of the year. Let's hope it keeps it up. Anyways, that's it for now. I'll catch you later. I'm out.